Hello everyone, my name is Edoggz and welcome back to this review channel. Today we're going to be doing a rant on the Transformers Kingdom War for Cybertron Trilogy Deluxe Class Autobot tracks. Now, hold on to your seats. I will go through the good and the bad about this figure, and then we're going to have our final thoughts. So let's get the formalities out of the way. We have the box. The artwork on the box is very good. Can't take that away from them. The car mode we'll definitely get into once we get the figure transformed and stuff. On this side, we still have the same collage of characters lined up here, where they're fighting over the golden disc, and we have these Beast Wars characters that's coming in to the show now, and it's a pretty interesting idea. Is that the lack of the original voiceovers is what the problem. We'll talk about the show in a whole different video. On this side, we have the product placement. We have Trax in his robot mode. We have him in his flight mode. We have him in his car mode. It takes 21 steps to transform it. It's for ages 8 and up on the bottom. We have the Transformer Wolf right here. We have the Autobot symbol on this side, but it's not half painted blue and red. It's just red. And there you go. So here is the figure. It's very nicely done. In my search on Google, I came across a G1 picture of this character, and it looks exactly like this. So they took that picture and they used it as a reference point to make this figure, although they used the Masterpiece legs and feet towards the bottom. That kind of makes it a little crazy looking, but that's what they chose to do. So we're just going to go through it. It comes with 3 accessories. First accessory is this right here. This is his black beam gun. See it there, and that's what it looks like there. See if I can get it off the white, kind of like so. On the Masterpiece version, this is gray or silver, if you will. The second piece are these rockets or lasers. You have your choice of which is which, and it just pegs in there. Very nice done. There's nothing on there, just straight white. As for everything else, the design of his chest is different from the Masterpiece. Well, the backpack is different, even though we still have gaps, but this one's a tiny bit better for the backpack, tiny bit. We still have a similar design on the forearm. The wheels are painted silver. The feet are still painted black. We have these pieces right here. They're still painted gray to match the legs. There's a yellow. There's supposed to be a yellow triangle here, but they didn't go with that. But that's fine. You know, little things that are different. The red is a little darker, especially in the face. And we have this one white helmet to break it up. We have these wings, which are better on the shoulders, I should say the back of the arm, rather than being placed on the actual car itself. That's much better. Thank you very much for that. Now, this gun can be placed here on his side of his farm. Very nice. It's not loose, but you know, it's not crazy loose, but it'll fit in here. This side as well. This one is more looser than this side. If you're wondering, this can also go over there as well. So you kind of have that going for you. Put it on either side Let me see, let me just test this real quick. Yeah, this one is, yeah, this side is a little looser. So there you have that. The initial release for this figure was on July 2nd. I missed out because I didn't have enough money to get it on that day. So 2 weeks later, I pre-bought it and it arrived about a couple of days ago. So yeah, there it is from the front. There it is from the side. We'll get a comparison later. There it is from the back. And there it is from the side. Now I paid $30 for this piece only because they got it a little earlier. It seems that this piece will be released in the next couple of weeks from this video in Target for $19.99. So there's a $10 difference between the $30 I paid for it and the original price point. So it's really up to you on how bad you need it. You could wait for it if you want. So yeah, so we're going to do a quick comparison with his masterpiece self. Just bring that in. Much taller. Then if you want, we could bring in one more version. Well, not a version, but we could bring in Robots in Disguise as a comparison. So you can kind of see the scale there. So this is the new deluxe. This is the old 2012, I guess, deluxe size, and this it's on its own thing because that's a masterpiece. So masterpiece scale deluxe, kind of right here, kind of going on. So let's move that. Let's get his gun. Let's take a look at his gun real quick. Show you a comparison between these two guys. So almost the same design. It's missing some things here and there, like the silver ridge right here on top of the gun is a little different. It doesn't have this little back thing back there. Same thing on the other side, and that's the difference there. Let's put this back in here. The only other things this figure is missing is the red trim on the wings. We have that yellow triangle on the waist. We have the white on the knees, but everything else appears to be the same. Even the hubcaps are kind of similar. On this side, and then we have the back, and then just like I said, the wings on the masterpiece are connected to the bottom half of the trunk, where these are better placed on the back of the shoulder. Now the back does come into question which one looks better. This one does close up everything in the back. You can't really see anything. On this side, you have the doors for the car plugging into his back, but everything else you can see. The armature that this is on is a little smaller, where this one is a little bigger. You kind of recognize that this is a little bit more than this. Then we have this side, and then we have this side. Oops. We'll get into that. We'll get into that in a second. So we're going to stick this in the back here. I'm just going to leave them there. Now, there is some QC issues with mine, and it's pretty much the same as almost everybody else. I did a search on YouTube about the quality control about this, and so far there's about 50 people who have done reviews on this, and out of those 50 people, I have found 2 out of the 50 where this piece right here plugs into this side. I'm not sure why that is. That's a very low number. And, you know, figures may vary upon each other, but I only found 2 of them. And the same thing goes for the vehicle mode. Now, since we're talking about quality concerns or quality control, let me just bring in somebody real quick. Let's start with Skull Cruncher. Excuse me. The price point on this was $16.99. Okay, this figure is fine except for 2 things. They didn't give him heel spurs. Now he has enough space back here to give him heel spurs. I mean, it could have folded out the side. It could have folded from the front of the leg, if you will, backwards. You know, have it clipped into place. Maybe this foot could have flipped inside and down and clipped into place. That would give him more stability when it comes to standing. Plus, you have this right here, which is also for the transformation that throws it off when it comes to standing. Now, the prices may vary according to where you live, but I'm just trying to demonstrate something real quick. Now, if that doesn't work for you, this is Skullgrin. This is a generation figure from 2011, 2012. I bought this at Toys R Us. This was $10. Reason being is because it was a return / open box figure. So why not buy a $10 figure that was going for, I don't know, $55, maybe $60 when it first came out. Now, this figure does have issues. The major one is the ball joints on the waist. They're not sized properly to fit the legs, and they fit loosely, and you have to get like 4 pliers or maybe some nail hardener to kind of fix that joint. The second thing is not enough clearance to transform the backpack. That's the only other problem. Sometimes the backpack will pop off and you can just snap it back on. It's no big deal. Last but not least, you have Six Shot. Six Shot is a second-hand figure that I bought a while back. I think I paid $15 for him. The only problem he has is this leg, or I should say this knee, is very, very loose, but it's complete. And let me just throw in one more before we clear all of these out. This is Studio Series Jazz. Nothing's wrong with it. I've come to qualms with the feet being hanging out and stuff like that. And it's a very nice figure. Now on this side, the driver's side, somebody took an extra chunk of plastic that needs to be there. You know, that could have been fixed if somebody had caught it. Now let's get these guys out of the way. So we do the articulation, and then we're going to go into transformation. We'll come back to this in a few minutes. So we take this out, take this gun out. Articulation wise, 360 degrees on the arm. There's nothing to bump into because the wing is on the back instead of back here. 90 degrees on the elbow. You have bicep swivel. Very nice. It's not too tight. It's not too loose. Some people might say this is way too loose, but that's fine for me. When I first moved this, there was a click, like there was a ratchet system of some sort. Now there's no click. There's no wrist articulation. It's one solid piece that flips inside the cavity. This side does click when you go past a certain point, right? It's like a thump, like a thud. It's a dud when you flip it. This one doesn't have it. Same thing, 360 degrees all the way around. Now you could use the transformation to get like a butterfly joint going on there, like a little bit backwards kind of deal if you need to, not forward. Feet, I should say, not the legs. You bring this up. When you bring the leg up, it brings up the skirt up as well. This goes up. That's not how it's supposed to work, but it can't go up that far. It's supposed to plug in like this, and you bring the knee down. So it's just 90 degrees on the knee. Fine. Bring the arm up. You can get all the way out that way if you need to. Thigh swivel, it's a little high up on the thigh, but that's what you have. But you also have another movement up here if you needed to do that. Plus, if you're doing side kicks, you can just rotate this, do side kicks like that. Backward movement. Move the leg back. Bring this back like so. And that's as far as the leg is going to go. 360 degrees on the waist. That's because of the transformation. The head, you can't really move it, but you can move to the side like so. Move it to the other side like so, and you can clearly see his eyes are painted like a cayenne blue, like a lighter blue, and his face is painted red. Not exactly sure why they put the post back here, but I guess they had no other place to put it. This could have been on an armature by itself. You didn't need this post, but that's just my way of thinking. So yeah. Now for transformation, it can get a little bit tricky. So we're going to get that out of the way first. So first we're going to unplug the backpack. It fits in this hole right here. And the peg is right there. Don't worry about that. We'll get that later. Right here, you want to bring out the windshield. The windshield is packed under here. Just bring this out. And it clicks into place, like so. So you should have the whole top of the car, if you will, are ready to go. Next, you want to turn around. And this piece is kind of going to hide the top of his forehead. And you can leave that right there. You can bring these arms up and leave those right there. Bring this out. You want to accordion this out just like a masterpiece figure. Bring this up like this. So you look something like that. This chest is on this this little pillar, and you can just push this back. It slides back and forward and back. So now you have your full chest there. You turn the waist, and we're good to go. Next, you want to open these pieces. Now keep in mind, this does not transform the same way as the masterpiece version. There's a slight difference. What you want to do is you want to bring the foot back because it's connected to this piece right here. You want to leave it just like that. And what you want to do is you want to push down on the leg. And this should give you enough clearance to move the leg forward like that. You take the foot, bring it down, and now you have clearance. We'll come back to this. You take this this panel, you close it. Let's try that one more time. You open the panel, and again, before I even go any further, these they don't tab in. These don't tab in. There's a tab here, right here where my figure is. That should be longer for this to tab into, but it's not. So you open this, if I can get it open this like so. Let's see, hold on, where am I at? Okay, so I'm on this side. All right, so I'm right here. Actually, this should be on the outside. I'm sorry, I'm getting mixed up. Right, so you have this, and you want to bring this around like this. You want to move it just like that. Matter of fact, you want to move it this way, like that. It needs to be just like this. You move the leg down, collapse, I should say. This is going to give you enough clearance for this to swing around. Right? So now that you got that down, you can move this in like so. So it should look like that. Close this door. Move these feet like so. We'll come back to this. Now we're going to clip these two together to form that kind of chest, or I should say the hood. And again, there are two pegs. Right, so there's two pegs here that's supposed to fall into some place. Okay, so there's a peg here. The peg is right there. Peg is right there, and it's supposed to fall into this hole right there. And no matter what you do, they're always going to come out, especially when we get to the car. There's a specific place where it's going to really be noticeable. So it should look like this. And the legs should rest like that on top of the chest. Okay. Now we can bring this over, because the arms are easy. We're going to do the arms last, matter of fact. And there's a slot here on this side, and then there's a slot there on that side. And what you have to do is you have to get this into that slot, and it's going to click into place. Now you have to maneuver this in a way that the mirrors are on the outside of the windshield. And then we got to do the same thing on the other side. Now all of this is going to fall apart while you're doing this. Right, so this clicked in together. This kind of sort of clicked in together like so. Now these two pieces, this piece right here where the window is, and that piece right here, this one came undone, are putting pressure. They're pinching pressure on the side pieces, causing it to spread out like this. The side fenders. And what you have to do is you have to feed these two pieces right here. There's a piece right here and there's a piece right here. You have to feed that underneath the hood, so it clamps together nice and solid. Not an easy thing to do because you don't have enough clearance to do this. You just kind of work it in there, so to speak, like so. So that's what it looks like. Now I'm holding this down. When I let go, it's gonna open up again. So there's nothing that I can do about it. That's the way how they work it. So since we're almost at the car mode. Let's just do the jet mode, if you will, since we're here. In some pictures, they have it different. So you want to take this fist, throw it inside this little cavity, take the fist, throw it inside the cavity. In pictures, they have it this way, but that is not correct. This is not the correct way how to do it. And then you go in over here and you bring these fins up, his tail fins. Now my copy has a problem with this as well. All right. So that's the way they have it. That's not the correct way. The correct way is you turn these forearms so they reveal this orange and red. I mean orange, my God. Red and yellow paint right there. Now, these fins do come out. If you pull hard enough, they do come out. Matter of fact, if you swing these back down, they'll come off the post very easily. Like, so if I was to do that, this one will pop off on that side. Right now, it doesn't feel like it's on, but it's in there. You take this, and you can plug this back in here. So this way you can make it look like it's flying. So you can have that kind of profile going for you. And as for his gun, you can stick the gun on the side if you want. Technically, there's supposed to be a third gun that goes over the nose, like the Masterpiece version. I guess they didn't want to go that route. So you have that there. And then you take this piece right here and you stick this on the top. And then from there, you can take the black gun. If you wanted to, you could stick that gun up there. I think the white guns are just fine, but you could stick this gun up there if you needed to. Like so. So you have that kind of look. Now, I'm not sure how you're going to get this on the stand. I don't see anything to plug it into. You're going to have to create some kind of a gadget for this to clamp onto. Maybe you can plug it into one of the arms. No, that's not going to work. Maybe you can plug it into the side if you need it on the stand. So there you go. I don't have anything to go with this. This is on its own. Tell you honestly, you take this off. I'm going to go into the car mode. We're going to flip this down. And as you can see, this is coming off already. So we're going to flip this down. Now to get this in this section right here, you want to just fold this down like so. You take the lower portion of the arm, turn it this way, like that. You want to take the wings, bring it down like that. And then you want to fold this in. Oops, that's the first time that popped off too. Let's go back real quick. This slides on. Not a problem. And this clamps on this. I believe there's like a stub or something. There's something that clamps onto this. I'm not exactly sure, but it's really tight. Oh, it's over here in the corner. It's right over here. It's like a little stub. You can't see it, but it's right there. And it clicks onto this piece right here. Like so. That one side is done. Let's fix the arm. Let's bring down the wing. And you just take the door, or would-be door, and just slide it up in there until it clicks. And there you go. And that is your car mode. This is a Corvette. or their version of a Corvette. Very nice. I kind of think they're a little bit super deformed a little bit because these air vents are not on there on the original car. Let me just break that up for you. These vents right here are not on there at all. Because of the transformation, we have these downdraft skirts, if you will. But yeah, it's nice. It's nice. There's no light. I mean, there's no paints for the rear lights or anything like that. The hood is different because, you know, it's in a different story. So the hubcaps are the same. So yeah, if you wanted to, you can still keep this back there if you wanted to. Kind of give that a look. So let's give it a comparison. Let's bring in Blue Street. And let's bring in Jazz. All duck fast figures. If that does not work for you, we can bring in, let's put these behind here. We could bring in Generation Skullgrin. Now this tank should be bigger than this car, but currently they're almost the same size. He's a little bit longer on the nose. Robot size for this, he probably be a little taller than that. So yeah, this kind of going for you. Now we're gonna go back into robot mode. Now to unplug this, it's not easy. Now I do like the undercarriage. The undercarriage of this is much better. Is it much better than the Masterpiece? A little bit, because the wings on the Masterpiece, they flip out under here, and they're right next to the wheel, where these wings are right in the middle, so they're not getting in the way. So we're gonna just go back to robot mode real quick. Just gotta unplug it, bring this out. Same thing on this side. Bring that out. Unplugging this is not too easy. One of them already came off already, so I just gotta unplug this one. And you could bring up this backpack and unplug it like that. I think that's the best way to do it when you're going back into robot mode. Take this windshield, fold it back like so, and bring it down like that. We'll fix this when we get back to it. Separate the legs. And we simply just gonna do everything in reverse. You open up these panels. And you open up this panel. Next, we want to bring this backwards, like so. And all you need to do is pull down on the leg. Just pull this down. It's going to move out of the way. Bring this down. like so. And it's going to be on another hinge. Bring that down on the hinge like that. And you close this up. I'm going to try to do it a little clearer. On this side, you open this door. Right? You want to move this foot like so, like this, because you need to get past the waist. You want to turn it. You want to turn the outside fender like that. And you want to bring down on the leg, like so. Then when you do, is you bring it down on the other hinge, like that. And you close. Take this piece right here, you turn it around, like that. Take this stem, bring it back like this, you're in the middle of this forward. Matter of fact, before you move that, you want to move this up. You need to bring the faux chest up before you do anything else. You bring this down like this, so it should look better. And then you press down. So it should slot into together. Like so. Take the arms, bring it down. Bring the arms, bring it down. You bring the wings up. Like so. Turn it around so that these are facing you. Turn that around like that. You go in here. This is like the only part where it looks like it's it has ratchets, but it's not. Do the same thing on that side. You can take this, turn this around, and you bring it back. Now, when you plug this back in, take this piece, you plug it back there. And again, if this post wasn't there, the hinge or whatever is going to hold this hard top in place should have been on the sides instead of being on his back, the back of his neck. And you just plug this like so. You can move this down so desired. Now you still get the space. I mean, there's still space here, but it's not as visible as the masterpiece version. So I can't really say that's better or worse. It looks a little better to me. But the best part is the wings being on the back of the shoulder. So there you go. You have it back. This robot mode. We're gonna put his gun on top of here. And if you're asking, you can definitely put these effects parts onto these things. You can put whatever you want, the big ones or the small ones. In fact, I wish they make a whole tray of these things. There's different ones. Put it in a tray and just sell it. You can actually put one there, like he's getting shot in the shoulder. There. I believe that's all the ones that I have that's on here. Take that off. Let's put his gun back in his hand. And we'll do a follow comparison. So we're going to bring in his masterpiece counterpart one more time. And again, I can't get past why they didn't make these little nubs just right here. I'm gonna see if I can get it. This should be much longer on both sides, much longer for this to peg into. But I guess they figured, oh, there's enough friction here, nobody's not gonna know it. But yeah, everybody's gonna know about that. Where this one, you bring it out on the masterpiece version, and it plugs in. You want to plug it into place, you just snap it in and out, in and out. That's what it should have been. Try to put that in there. So you're gonna put that. put that here. Where do you go? Let's put Skull Cruncher next time. Yeah. I'd have thought Skull Cruncher would have fell before he would have fell. And that is because of his feet design. Now you could tighten up the knees and the waist for him so he wouldn't fall back. Other people just do the wide stance and he stands there. That's fine. Let's bring in Six Shot one more time. Put him in the back. No, that looks fine. And let's get a couple. Let's see if we can stick one more back in. Let's put robots in the sky on this side, kind of give you a wide range of what's going on. And last but not least, we're going to put Jazz there and Crowd there. So yeah, it's nice. It would have been better if somebody at that place, I'm not exactly sure where it is, somebody should have said, hey, this not plugging in. Something. How many people does it have? I mean, how many figures do you have to let slide to let this be a thing? You know, that's crazy. But, yeah. So, if you enjoyed my little rant in this video, or the review, give it a like, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, put them in the comment box. I will respond. And again, this figure will be available at Target in the next couple of weeks, and it's $10 cheaper. If that would ease your mind a little bit. So yeah, there you go. Not exactly sure what I got planned coming up next, but it's going to be soon, so stay tuned for that. And thank you for watching this video. I hope they helped in some kind of way, but there it is.